right, here we go. All right, the fourth edition of the address. All right, aka not your normal gentleman. All right, um, featuring me, Lil Jamie. All right, and then we got AD in the house.
What's up?
All right, also we got Big Sam in the house over here.
What it do?
All right, like I said, the guy who makes it all work, puts it all together, you know what I'm saying? B. Davis at the house, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't be with us. All right, like I said, he on the back end making it work. All right, so we appreciate my man B. Davis. What's up, boy? All right, we got some good emotional stuff we're gonna talk about today. I know Big Sam, he hyped up already about it. He all of my man AD Aaron with it about it, you know what I'm saying? So that we gonna touch this Kaepernick thing, all right? Is it
Power to the people.
I mean, should he? I mean, did he know what was gonna happen when he touched free agency? All right, should he be hired? That type of stuff. All right, so we got some strong opinions, all right, and some sides that's gonna be chosen. So first up, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let my boy Big Sam touch the mic. All right, holla at us, Big Sam. How you feel about the whole situation?
Well, first of all, Kaepernick should definitely have a job right now. And I really, to tell the truth, I am a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. I love the NFL. I love the game. I love playing NFL fantasy football. But I'm not gonna lie, man. This situation in itself has kind of put a damper to the season. I'm definitely on the fence. I'm not for sure how much football I'm going to watch. I don't know. Normally every Sunday, whether my boys are playing or not, I'm watching. But it's plain. You can see clearly how they feel about social issues that are important to us. And I mean, we know that this is America. America, if it's not making them any money, and they're not gonna deal with it. They don't really too much care. And once again, you can see it in the NFL. And it really takes me back to the famous OJ line of I'm not black, I'm OJ, when it was back to the civil rights movement back in the 60s. Basically saying that I don't have anything to do with the civil rights movement. I'm a football player. That doesn't have anything to do with me. And you can see now how silent a lot of NFL players are. You have a couple of them like Richard Sherman stepping up and saying some things about Kaepernick and how he agree. But there is a deafening silence when it comes down to black players in the NFL and how they feel about what Kaepernick did. So that's my say on the whole subject.
Do you think it's a silence, or do you think that these boys thinking about, okay, I agree with you, Cap, man, but I got 4 kids, or if you like your boy, I might not, one of them cats, what is it, Cromartie? Now I have 14 kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand to lose his 15 mil. Do you think it's that, or I mean, you really think they ain't standing by that cat?
Man, Jay, I look at it like this, man. That at some point in time, we gonna have to hit them where it hurt, and it's in the pocket. It's in the pocket. I mean, we are what 70-80% of the NFL. Mm-hmm. If we decide that we don't want to play, they don't have a product on the field. Now, mind you, it is gonna hurt them temporarily, but who loses the most money?
Okay, I agree.
Who loses the most money?
Okay, I see where you're going. AD, what you think?
So, do I think Colin Kaepernick deserves to have a job? Yes. Do I think Colin Kaepernick deserves to have a job because the NFL is blackballing him because he protested? No. I think Colin Kaepernick deserves, or I mean, not even really deserve. I think Colin Kaepernick is at this point, an average quarterback.
I agree.
In the NFL.
I agree.
He is not a prolific player. He's not an amazing standout.
He was overrated.
I'm not even saying he's overrated. I'm just going to say he had his run. When he took him to the NFC Championship, what was it, 2 or 3 years in a row.
Now, he had a great defense.
And he
and
one
running
of them
game.
years he won the he went to the Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl.
So I think he had a really good dynamic at that time. But since then, he has just been an average player. So for people to say he deserves to have a job, I'm gonna say, well, he deserves a look, but he don't deserve a job. And if I'm an owner, I'm looking at what is the risk versus the reward, right? Colin Kaepernick feels as if he is still a starter. He doesn't see himself
Where is people getting this information from?
Dude, do you...
Where?
First off, he left $9 million on the table. $9 million to go into free agency. So if
Do you know how bad that team is on both sides of the ball?
But so he had a job. He left his job.
Okay, check. So what does it got? So his job. Okay, he had a job. Okay, so what about the protesting part? What about that type of thing? I mean, that's what we on.
Man,
I think we're protesting the wrong thing. I think our time is wasted protesting the NFL.
What should we be protesting?
We should be protesting the same thing that Colin Kaepernick knelt for. That's what we should be protesting. Somehow the protest has shifted from why he knelt to who knelt and what he should have. It seems like we're all like, oh, y'all are blackballing Kaepernick because he did this, but he did it for a reason. And honestly, to be honest with you, I feel like Colin Kaepernick needs to come out and tell people, he needs to make some sort of statement like, hey, you guys don't worry about me. You guys stop the protest. I'm going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. Or he needs to come out and say, keep the protest up. They're trying to blackball me or whatever. But he needs to make some sort of statement to help direct the people that are fighting for him. These people are fighting for him blindly, right? Because like you just said, where are we getting this information from? We don't know all this stuff. But Cap knows, so he needs to say something. He needs to say, you know what, you guys, don't worry. Don't protest. I don't need it. It's okay. I appreciate you guys' help. Let's still focus on the big issue, the police brutality, the unfair treatment of blacks in these inner cities. Let's focus on that. Or he needs to say, continue your press and do what he got to do. But he needs to make a statement for something.
AD, that is a big issue, though, bro. Every time we try to bring up these issues and we try to talk about them and we try to resolve these issues, we get no type of backing from no one, anyone. The government, whether it's locally, nationally, federally, no one, when we talk about these issues and what's going on in this community, they don't hear us. They don't hear us until we start a ride. That's the only time that we're heard. That's the only time we're on the news.
So you saying we should ride over the
No,
situation?
no,
what are we
I'm not
talking
saying
about?
it. What I'm saying is the reason why boycotting the NFL to me is a good move is because nothing is recognized until there is a monetary loss. If they're not losing money, then we're not being heard. That's how the LGBT community. It's funny how, man, we've been fighting civil rights for how long? We've been fighting civil rights since the 60s. And somehow the LGBT community has came by and surpassed us and have gotten laws passed in their favor.
So you should say basically, like I said, the community or America should basically protest NFL as a whole.
It has to start somewhere. At this point, we need to show unity. I think that's the biggest thing, is that unity has to be shown. And if unity is not shown, then we're going to always be in the same spot. That's what I'm saying.
What do you think, Eddie?
I think that this protest is a back burner protest. It's too small. We're not going to make we're not going to make the impact that you're speaking of. It's not enough of us to make a dent in the money.
What you mean?
So you're talking about boycotting football. So
I'm talking about players. I'm talking about, bro, if the NFL, NBA, the only sports that we would not make a dent in will probably be baseball and hockey.
So listen, man, free agency has been tough since free agency has been. People get passed up in free agency that we feel like should be playing all the time. This is a free agency game, right? This is what's happening. They are going. I guarantee you, Colin Kaepernick is going to have a job by week 6, 7 in the NFL.
How can you guarantee when? I mean, he's supposed to. Some people think he's supposed to have. He had 2 shots already and ain't got no shot. How can you guarantee he's gonna have a job by week 6?
I'm telling you, man, there's going to be a quarterback that gets hurt. They're going to need a backup quarterback, and they're going to reach out to Colin Kaepernick.
Mark Sanchez has a job. I don't know how. Blaine Gabbert has a job.
But listen, Mark Sanchez has a backup job, and he's probably making the league minimum. I don't even have to look that up to know he's probably making $900,000 a year. Colin Kaepernick is not going to play for somebody for $900,000 a year.
How do you know that, AD?
Dude, he wouldn't stay with the 49ers for $9 million.
So what if you don't know if he left because of front office. That's why Jim gone, is because front office. If you're not being surrounded, if you're not in a good situation, if you believe you're not in a good situation at your job, it doesn't matter how much they're paying you. If it's not a good situation, if your morale is down, if the culture is bad, you're going to leave.
So then we're boycotting a situation that he put himself in?
So it sounds like to me, AD, you saying basically you saying we shouldn't boycott a situation just because, like I said, he's one player and he's not. It's not. There's bigger issues to boycott.
We should not boycott this situation.
Okay, and Sam, you saying that we should boycott this just we should unify to boycott this just because, I mean, this is the start of how we're gonna get respect as far as that type of thing, right?
Bro, you have to utilize your tools, right? And this is a tool. Of course, this is not the end all be all. Of course not. But this is a tool to be used in order for a change to be made. So if it can be used in the NFL, then that means it can also be used in the communities. It can be used in your local government, grassroots, and it can also be used in the national government.
So a good example of this is what Colin Kaepernick did, because it did cause people to start to stand up for their rights a little bit more.
Okay,
we still need to be following that cause and that protest. Not worried about this millionaire that don't have.
So in a quick wrap up, Sam. All right, I mean, like I said, quick wrap up. I know you can go all day on this situation, whatnot, a topic, but as a quick wrap up, what would you like? What would you like to see done? I mean, what do you want to happen?
I mean, what I would like to see done is, I mean, the right thing, bro. And at the end of the day, look, let's be honest. Kaepernick, they have the right. Look, we live in Texas. It's an at-will state. They can fire us just because, right? But my thing is, you should be able to stand for what's right, whether or not it hurts your pockets. And I think what's being done is they're protecting the income that they have coming in instead of standing for and agreeing with what's right. And to me, you have to stand up for what's right, regardless of the consequences that may come about.
Okay, AD, what would you like to see happen? I mean, what's the resolution? What's your resolution to this?
I think this protest is a little bit counterproductive because we are asking the NFL to do something that we would be pissed at if it happened to us. If Colin Kaepernick had a job and somebody was mad because a white quarterback did not have a job, they fired Colin Kaepernick to give the white dude the job, we would be pissed. We're talking about Mark Sanchez shouldn't have a job. We're talking about Blaine Gabbert shouldn't have a job.
I didn't say I didn't say that they shouldn't have a job.
Sam,
I said they do have a job.
Sam, hold on.
But what you're saying is that Kaepernick should be placed over them. So what if they was to say, somebody should be placed over Jameis Winston, or somebody should be placed over Cam Newton? That was not an African-American quarterback. What if it was the other way around? We would be screaming that that's unfair treatment. They let this man go just because he didn't have a job. We damn near be calling white privilege on that.
That is not what we talking about, man.
I'm just saying how it looks.
No, what do you mean how it looks? This man does not have a job because they scared of their fan base not putting money into their team. That's bottom line. That's bottom line.
So I see we got two different kind of perspectives or whatnot. I mean, like I said, I mean, it can go over what we're talking about and kind of flood into other situations, other topics that are going on in America or whatnot. Like I said, so I mean, it's kind of what you believe in or what side you take. All right. So I mean, I don't think it is like one solution or whatnot. I mean, I do agree that he has been overlooked, maybe just because of the situation as far as the backlash, like you said, Sam, may happen. Like I said, I'm a teacher or whatnot, and I do, like I said, and I would be completely honest. When I hear about a little kid being bad in the classroom, I'd be like, man, I don't want that cat in my class. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the same thing that's happening here or whatnot. But like AD said, I mean, there's bigger issues. But like, I mean, I think this could start, you know what I'm saying, a revolution or something bigger, like you say, Sam. So, I mean, I think it's just the way you look at it, all right, and how you take the situation or whatnot. All right? I mean, as far as to sum it up, I mean, am I right on both ends on what we just said?
Yeah, to me, it has to start somewhere.
Right. All right. And like AD said, like I said, there's bigger issues, fish to fry, you know what I'm saying, whatnot. But Sam, like you said, it starts here. This could be a start of something bigger or whatnot. All right. But I do believe as far as like, I mean, us to be as far as unity or whatnot, even if we were to boycott, I mean, I think it would have to be everybody. It can't be 3 or 4 different cities. It's not going to work if just 4 cities boycott or if 20,000 people don't watch the NFL on Sunday. Who cares? It's going to have to be the 70 or 80% that do watch or that do agree with this situation to make a dent. And until that happens, it don't matter who boycott. It don't matter if he get a job. It don't matter if there's bigger issues. I mean, the owners are not going to, they're not going to blink, and we still going to have what we have, right? You guys think about that?
That's true. I mean, we had to
so cool. So I mean, as you see, I mean, we're not always going to agree on what should happen or on both sides or whatnot. But like I said, I mean, the address. I mean, if you have opinions or whatnot, go ahead and comment below. Like I said, we'll get them. We'll respond. If you guys want to add something to it, I mean, we'll add it to the discussion too. If you got topics or whatever that you want to discuss, hey, drop them below and we'll hit those up and talk about it. Like I said, we just gentlemen, normal, ordinary, working gentlemen, all right, that got opinions and that want to share them, all right, and that want to talk with normal people in the community, all right. So, like I said, that's episode 4. All right, we'll see you guys in episode 5. The address. Peace.
Hello.